What's up, everybody? Come on. Come on in. What's up, Brianna and the team? Whoever I did not see, I'm back. So y'all come on in. Share this with your friends. This the one they've been looking for. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Alright, we'll give them another minute, y'all. We'll get started. Y'all share this. Let them know what's going down. Big event is 19 days away. All right. How about we begin? Now, the title of this lecture is called The Great Convergence Updates. Let us discuss the coming days of future past. Now, what is the Great Convergence? It is the cosmic alignment of all stars, all constellations, zodiacs, planets, timelines, and dimensions. Thus the term days of future past. You see what I'm saying? What is going to happen for the Great Alignment? Number one is going to be an intergalactic / interdimensional alignment, aka Great Conjunction. Y'all know they already told y'all that Jupiter and Saturn would be zero conjunct. You see what I'm saying? And they would be as one. Well, the whole fucking cosmos is right behind their asses. You see what I'm saying? Because all will be as one. So definitely. Next, it will be a planetary reset, which is a cosmic rebalancing of the energies on our planet, in our universe, and by extension the multiverse. Right? So next, it is the Great Solar Flash, which is an eruption of solar radiation that comes through, that is actually projected from the great central sun and spreads all across the multiverse and cleanses all motherfucking planets across the multiverse. You see what I'm saying? And you see what I'm saying? So that's what the Great Solar Flash really is. We're gonna get into that in a second. Next, it is the pole shift, which is Earth's cosmic redecoration ceremony. You know, when you go into a new house, what you gotta do? You gotta move shit in. And then once you move it in, you gotta move it around. Or if you are already living in the house and you got old furniture and shit, what you do? You throw it out, you bring in new furniture, you bring in new shit, that cosmic feng shui. You see what I'm saying? Move it around, get it to where it needs to be so it can be in balance, so your house can be in balance and generate new energy. You see what I'm saying? So that's what the pole shift is. Mother Earth's cosmic redecoration ceremony. So let us continue here with the winter solstice. We're going to get to that. Ram merging is next. All the rams will be vibrating on the same frequency with this ram merge. We're going to get more into that in a moment. Next, the winter solstice. It's the full unleashing of the darkening, which is ultraviolet radiation. Next, the rapture, or the shifting, or the graduation, or the ascension to higher realms. Because remember, if the realms emerge, all realms will be one. So this is your opportunity to cross over into high dimensional frequencies, to make that jump. Remember the movie Jumper? Well, you will be doing something along those lines, which is why the movie was made. Next, timelines are merging. All the days of the past, present, and future will exist as one moment in the force. So everything that you know, as far as time is concerned, will be one single entity. All of your other selves and alternate realities, alternate universes, alternate dimension will be one single entity. You see what I'm saying? One single entity. What's up, Anna? What's up, Cheryl? And everybody else who came in earlier. You see what I'm saying? One single entity. So next. So we got timelines merged. It's the fulfillment of prophecies. Everything that the ancients told us will come to pass. Whether it be the Mayans, whether it be the Ethiopians, whether it be the Kimmer, whether it be the Olmecs, and all the other, the Washita, and everybody else who've been speaking on it, you know, during those time periods, the ancient Egyptians or ancient Cometians, so on and so forth. You see what I'm saying? The list goes on of our ancestors charting and planning this moment for us to experience. They left a trail of breadcrumbs for us to experience this one moment. What's up, Aaliyah? What's up, Sky? You see what I'm saying? To experience this one moment. Next, of course, the green light radiation, which is the unleashing of the green mist they call it the green mist, which is here to force the creative will for genetic upgrades for Mother Earth and her indigenous children, and genetic upgrades for everybody all across the multiverse. See what I'm saying? This is a multiversal, multidimensional event. Let's see, it's called the Aurora event. So let's talk about the Aurora event a little bit. Let me show you a little bit of this real quick, and we're gonna get it in. Most of y'all have seen this, courtesy of the sister Robert Harris on her page, Royal Relations on YouTube. Check her out. I'm gonna show you some. I'm gonna show you about 6 minutes and 30 seconds of it for my particular election, so I can explain it better. And I want to set it up for other things I want to show you. So we're gonna get it in. We're gonna get it in. Let's get it.
First, 2020, Mercury at the center, our sun in this domain, Mars in the next domain, and Saturn in the last domain, and all the moons on the other side will all stop and align in the same direction, on the same path and gradient, at the same time, for the first time in 6,000 years. This is what we hypothesize is the long-awaited return of the sun/sun, or Christ, the galactic alignment, return of Nibiru, or planet X, or consciousness. Great solar event. This cosmic solar alignment will take 3 days to fully align, starting on the 21st of December and ending on the 25th of December. The electromagnetic torus fields in all 4 realms will either disappear or open up or weaken due to this galactic solar alignment. This is the opening of the portals or windows of the heavens spoken of in the Bible. This opening should occur for 7 days, from the 25th to the 31st of December 2020. That also means everyone on Earth will all be able to see all the different wandering solar systems of all the domains clearly in our skies. Everyone will have 2020 vision. And if you think about it logically, if all the luminaries are at their lowest points, that would make everything above us easy to see, bright, and crystal clear. On a side note, isn't it interesting that we've all been conditioned to be the most busy during the specific time of year every year, and blinded to the Earth's true oscillations, signs, and beauty? Yeah, we celebrate. However, the ways we do it and the reasons we do it are perverted. Even with how many trees we cut down every year to carry out a ritual, which could actually be a geocentric ritual to begin with. The tree of life, the Christmas tree. This period of time is what the ancient cultures were describing when they said there was a time when the sky fell. Many ancient cultures also describe a time where there were many suns and many moons in our sky, and we believe history is about to repeat itself again. This phenomenon will affect and change our atmospheric conditions as well. These events periodically happen over cyclical time in various scales. The last big one occurred in 1859 and was called the Carrington event. Feel free to look it up. The one coming in 2020 is going to be much, much bigger. This solar alignment is meant to realign cosmic energy and consciousness within the various earthly domains and realms of our Earth. This energy blast will begin at the center of the Earth, or the North Pole. It will spiral outwards towards the edge and bounce back towards the center over a very short period of time. The event itself will be triggered by an electromagnetic sonic boom that will look like what we know as a nuclear atomic bomb.
Remember that too.
Don't worry though, it will not be an atomic bomb. However, it will positively be nuclear. It will give humanity a new, clear vision for the future, individually and collectively. It will give us 2020 vision. We suspect the current powers that be will attempt to use this natural cosmic event as the ultimate false flag. They may say aliens did it, or it was caused by global warming, or an attack from across the world. This sonic boom of electromagnetic energy may shut down our entire electric grid instantaneously, causing a collapse of our financial, socio-economic, political, and collective cultural existence as we know it. And thus, this event may be used to pave the way for a new order in our world. But this cosmic event is not to be feared. It is a natural process to allow growth within our individual and collective consciousness.
There you go.
The greenish astral rays that this event will create will cover the entire plane of our Earth for a short period of time. Again, it is not to be feared. Governments and authorities will most likely tell us that this green mist caused by this event is a toxin. They will tell us to stay indoors and not go outside into the radiation. Avoid it at all costs. They will say it's harmful radiation. And it will be. For those who have heavy metals in their bodies, i.e. vaccines, iron from meat eating, etc. But for those without harmful chemicals in their bodies, the radiation will radiate and activate dormant DNA, potentially giving you supernatural abilities. Maybe not Superman-like, However, a heavy increase in consciousness and your five senses will be expected. And for those of us planning to make the pilgrimage up north to the central realm of our Earth, aka the Garden of Eden, this will be our window of opportunity. Many of you here will also know the Mayans predicted the end of their calendar year, or the apocalypse, would happen on the 21st of December, 2012. Take note of this date, December 21st, 2012. The Bible also talks about the 7 trumpets of preparation before the return of Christ, or the Son of God. And after the 7th trumpet, he, the great Son will return. Well, we hypothesized that the Mayans were spot on with their prediction. Their December 21st, 2012 date marked the beginning of the end. And the 7th trumpet, of course, 7 years later, December 21st, 2019. Which means December 21st, 2020 will be the first year after the 7 trumpets, the 8th year. 8, of course, being the number of completion. And it is also written that everyone on earth will witness the return of Christ consciousness, or the Son of God. Side note, we are just citing scriptures. None of us on the team here are religious or trying to push any dogma on anyone. Moving on, we hypothesize that the opening of these electromagnetic torus fields on the 25th of December 2020 will create an atmospheric plasma discharge due to all the different solar systems of our cosmos being in direct contact with one another. This will create a rainbow effect atmosphere all over Earth in all the realms, an atmospheric twilight, if you will. More importantly though, this opening event will also allow for physical travel between all 4 realms or domains for those with the technology or means to do so. We might call this real, interdimensional, or outer or inner space travel. Here's another big red pill. NASA has openly admitted on numerous occasions that we humans cannot go past low Earth orbit or beyond the Van Allen electromagnetic belts or domes. However, during this period, we believe we will finally be able to do so. And what does that mean for us? Well, all these different realms are going through their own individual cosmic shifts, seasons, and ages, because the spiral ripple began at the center. It technically means that, at the center, the inner dome or realm is 3,000 years ahead of us. They have already had 3,000 years of Bronze Age, where we, in this realm, have it.
Alright, you want to watch the rest of it? He go in more. It's about 14 minutes. You can go to Robert Harris's Royal Relations page on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? That's where I got it from anyway. So, now that you know what the Great Convergence, some of it, Great Convergence is and how it works, we gonna go in more. Let's go a little deeper. How about that? Now let's discuss the realms merging. You know, a lot of people is talking about it, but we gonna go in harder. First off, most people are underestimating the realm merge during the Great Convergence. Our sun will actually be in a sleep state because it's going to be the winter solstice. So the sun actually going to take our third dimensional sun. It's going to take a back seat. Why? It's making room for something to allow other solar forces to step in and discharge energy to the planet, because we will no longer be bound by third dimensional laws. The great central sun from the center of our galaxy will be discharging this great solar flare all across the multiverse while all the realms are merged at once. Makes sense, right? Makes sense for you to do it all at once instead of bits and pieces. That was just to get you ready, get you prepared. But now we're gonna do it all at once. One big quickening, one big energy discharge to cleanse all of the bullshit all across all the realms, dimensions, and constellations. You see what I'm saying? Universes, galaxies. So now, all realms will be one. So the other suns from higher dimensions will be able to affect us. Notice what I said there. All realms will be one. So the other suns from higher dimensions will be able to affect us. You see what I'm saying? So now, since all the other realms will be able to affect us, it's about to get real motherfucking magical around here. So check it out. It's going to get highly magical on the earthly plane, because we will be in tune with all the magical energies of all the other realms, planes, and dimensions. We will also be in tune with all time, both past, present, and future, which means the ancient energies of our ancestors and the futuristic energies of our descendants, will exist simultaneously. You see what I'm saying? Exist simultaneously. So this is what's happening here. This is what's happening here. So anything you think you mentally understand about the third dimension will be rendered obsolete during this time period. You see what I'm saying? So I got a little something to show y'all what I mean by the realms merging and coming together, both in a time sense and in a space sense with the dimensions merging. So hold on here. Hold on here. Let's see. So one I want to show y'all first. It's too early. This is the alignment. This from the TV show Avatar, The Legend of Korra. Shout out to Javon Chapman for sending me the video. I went and remade it because I wanted to make some other videos with it because I own Avatar, The Legend of Korra. So these are series of videos, and they call it the harmonic convergence in their storyline, which happens every 10,000 years. You see what I'm saying? She gonna go in on what it's all about. But we know the harmonic convergence and the great convergence are one and the same. Check it out. Check it out. There it is. The planets aligning with the sun. We're going to go over the purple mist and the ultraviolet radiation a little bit. But just know that ultraviolet radiation is actually tachyon energy. Now, before we get into the other half, let me show you what you just seen. A still image. You know, it kind of happened kind of quick there. So y'all didn't get a chance to see it. But here goes a still image of the Great Convergence. All the planets in alignment. All the planets in conjunction with each other. This is what we talking about right here. Get a few more seconds there. Alright, let us continue. Let us continue here. Here go the second half.
If you and Vato have the same fighter in 10,000 years, why hasn't one of you destroyed the other?
He cannot destroy light any more than I can destroy darkness. One cannot exist without the other.
Yep.
Find the light in the dark.
There go your inner deity. I've been showing y'all that for a minute now. That's her spine that she walking on. And she entering her soul. That's her in spirit form. As you can see, she a giant. She ain't no little motherfucker when she release herself from the body.
What did you say to her exactly?
For all my melanated ladies who won't know what they power look like on screen, here you go. That's Cora's sister.
Cora's back! And she's a blue giant!
She a blue giant. Lightning. Notice he said end of the world. Look at that, the child coming in. Be like a child. Look at that golden DNA.
Go in peace. Harmonic convergence is nearly over. We must return to the spirit world so we can fuse once again. I'll see you soon, Dad.
We're gonna go over that blue light in a second.
Missed you. What about Cora and the others?
Don't worry. They're alright. Cora saved the world.
For those who wanted to upgrade, they got them. And after this, everybody started mysteriously awakening with the ability to beam. And they was normal people at first.
It's over.
Now, that was the Great Convergence. And look how hard they had to fight just to get some shit done. That's what you going through right now.
Came
See
before
what I'm
us.
saying?
We must also forge our own.
So, this is what Cora has to say about the harmonic convergence. They get it.
The war of water tribes is over. Unalak has been defeated, and the Northern Fleet is returning home. The water tribes will always be allies. But the Southern tribe is now independent, and the Southern Council of Elders has appointed my father, Tanra, to be your new chief. I've realized that even though we should learn from those who came before us, we must also forge our own path. So that is why I've decided to keep the portals open. Humans can now physically enter the spirit world, and spirits will be free to roam our world. I will no longer be the bridge. Humans and spirits must learn to live together. My mission will always be to use Rava's light spirit to guide the world toward peace and balance. Harmonic convergence has caused a shift in the planet's energy. I can feel it. Things will never be the same again. We are entering a new age.
Look at that raw energy. Look at them spirits floating around. it gets deep. We got one more here. Now this here is part 2. Remember how in the lecture, the original one dude was explaining how it's gonna be like an explosion of energy that's gonna expand out, and then it's just gonna suck back up from the planet. From it's gonna expand outward, and then it's gonna retract back inward. Oh yeah, you about to see that happen now. You about to see that happen now. So check it out. Check it out.
Now it's over. Don't!
That's the explosion he was talking about. Look how it retracts. Look at that DNA upgrade.
There's no sign of her. Keep looking. Cora! Cora!
What happened? Are we dead? No, we're okay. But we're in the spirit world. All the energy from your weapon tore open a new portal and blasted us in here. Why would you save my life? After everything I did to you? I guess I see a lot of myself in you. We're nothing alike. Yes, we are. Both fierce and determined to succeed. Sometimes without thinking things through. This wasn't how I wanted things to end. If you had all just surrendered, none of this would have happened. You brought this on yourself. Messing with the spirit minds, acting like a dictator over your people. You had to know what you were doing wasn't right. I was trying to help my people. Sue turned her back on the Earth Kingdom. You were gone. I had to do something. I think I get it now. You don't understand anything about me. I do. Sue told me how she took you in when you were younger. It must have been so hard being an orphan. Don't pretend you know what it felt like. The Avatar is adored by millions. I was cast aside by my own parents like I meant nothing to them. How could I just stand by and watch the same thing happen to my nation when it needed someone to guide it? You wanted wanted to create a place where you and your people would never be vulnerable again. I may not have been an orphan, but believe me, I understand what it feels like to be afraid. After I was poisoned, I would have done anything to feel in control.
Spirits have returned.
Yeah, the spirit's back now on the physical.
Release Chimera, or we will attack.
Stand down. This battle is over. I owe the Avatar my life. Her power is beyond anything I could ever hope to achieve. I'll accept whatever punishment the world sees fit. Sue, I'm sorry for all the anguish I've caused you and your family. You're going to answer for everything you've done.
And though the battle took a severe toll on our beloved city, out of the destruction of the blue, so that is why, dearest friends and family, we gather today to celebrate the wondrous and at times inexplicable bond between Samaric and the ladies you need.
Alright. Alright. So there you go. There you go. All the things that deal with the harmonic or great convergence. So they pretty much told you what it was. They showed you how the realm, when the realms merge, beings from other realms, we're not only gonna be able to cross over into their realm. Remember, they're gonna also be able to cross over into our realm as well. So remember that as well. Also, notice they said she opened a new spirit portal. What they mean by new spirit portal? What they saying is they're doing the great convergence. New portals, or new energies will come that will upgrade the whole fucking omniversal paradigm, the whole operating system, the whole omniversal operating system getting an overhaul. That's what they talking about here. See what I'm saying? That's what they talking about here. The whole operating system is about to get a motherfucking overhaul. You see what I'm saying? Not just upgrade, but an overhaul. A paradigm shift around this motherfucker. So now let's continue here. You will now mentally have access to interdimensional frequency that matches your current state of consciousness. Example, if you are mentally vibrating on a ninth dimensional frequency, that means you will have access to the ninth dimensional forces, eighth dimensional forces, etc. All the way up to the highest level of consciousness you have at this time. You see what I'm saying? Or at that time when you are seeing, when this convergence happened, my bad. You will have the mental, spiritual, and soul power of a ninth dimensional being in that case. That's how you're going to get upgraded. So now, let's talk about, so I hope that helps. You will have everything you need to succeed in this moment. You see what I'm saying? You will have everything you need to succeed as far as, they said in the Bible, it said, in judgment day, all your works will be tallied up and judged. Well, all your works have fused into your consciousness, your own personal Akashic records. So, when on this day, the Great Convergence, which is Judgment Day, all your works, all your spiritual work, soul work, and everything else you did will be tallied up into one big Akashic catalog that will be read, and you will be judged as to what dimensional frequency you are on, and that's the dimension you'll be able to pass into and pass back out of. You see what I'm saying? So that's the highest one you can go to. So definitely. Let's continue here. Next, the winter solstice. What is it? The winter solstice is the cosmic unleashing of the darkening, because remember, the sun goes to sleep. It chills out for a while. So, what is the darkening? The darkening is ultraviolet radiation, also known as melanin. But it's also, in melanin, ultraviolet radiation in the form of melanin is tachyon energy, also known as the 23rd ray of light, because that's what tachyon energy is, the 23rd ray of light. Now, you also have green light radiation, hue, and ultraviolet radiation, the darkening, will, hold on, before that, I got a little video I want to show y'all of this. Just to let y'all know that this is happening right now. It ain't waiting. It's not waiting. It's all loading up as we speak for this particular event. So hold on for a second here. We pull it up. Here we go. Some of y'all have seen this on my page. Notice the aurora. Notice that, look at the purple energy in the green, mixing with the green. The darkening is mixing with the hue, the green light. So this is actually happening, y'all. This is actually happening. This is actually a real life event. Look at that purple down there. With the mixing with the green.
This pandemic has provided
Now, why is that important? What's happening with this ultraviolet radiation? Ultraviolet radiation, the green is upgrading your DNA, so of course the ultraviolet radiation is upgrading your melanin body. You see what I'm saying? The ultraviolet radiation is upgrading your melanin body. The green light radiation is upgrading your genetics. The ultraviolet radiation, or the tachyon energy, the universal tachyon energy, is upgrading your melanin. So now, let us continue here. Now, green light radiation and ultraviolet radiation of darkening will fuse together to create one big refined radiation called hue melanin, HU melanin, or hue melanin radiation. You see what I'm saying? Or hue tachyon radiation, however you like to say it. And this hue tachyon or hue melanin radiation, green and violet, purple, fuses together and creates a subtle bluish hue that you will see in the atmosphere. You see what I'm saying? In the atmosphere. So what are we talking about? What is this blue light I'm talking about? Let's go over the science of the real blue light, the true blue light. The blue light radiation, also known as Super Saiyan blue, is the purest light in the spectrum that all the great ones have to shine with during these dark times. So let's go over this. So what is the blue light? The blue light is the ray of wisdom. The second ray of light is the ray of wisdom, love and magnetism. Also connects with the throat chakra and truth. So let's continue here. Let's see here. Y'all gonna love this part. This actually been talked about in Eddie Griffin's movie called Foolish. I don't know if y'all ever seen it, but y'all about to see it now. Check it out.
what you doing? I'm doing the show. That's what we have to do, right? So, this love opinion. This is love. My brother, this is love. Yeah, fellas. Where you at, fellas? Elvis. Hey, how you doing? No, fellas, that's our boy. That's what I'm talking about. What's up? How'd they get everything so shiny? They got a Dolly Towel boy here. Like them shoes, Red? Oh, yeah. They passing niggas some new shoes out up in here. Shit, it's all about the blue light, boy. Keep that blue light going. Blue light? It's the purest light in the spectrum. Oh, yeah, it's all around you. Get this stuff on? No, boy. It's the blue light. All the great ones got it. Oh. People would kill to get the blue light, you big dummy. Right. You know, God gave the extra light to shine through these dark times. Rangers and blues. That's what you call it, blue light.
Now, this is what he meant by he got the blue light. Oh, they show it. Check it out. shining blue. Let me show you that one more time. So all the great ones have the blue light to express what need to be expressed, to shine truth in a world full of lies, deceit, falsehood, deception. You see what I'm saying? Distrust and misery. You see what I'm saying? So here's what you got going on here. Here's what you got going on here. So, also, who's another person who showed it? We just said it, Goku. Super Saiyan Blue. Now it's all starting to make sense. That blue light radiation. You know, that blue light radiation. So let's go over here real quick. Let's go over here.
No more tricks and no reserves, okay?
Very well. Go ahead, monkeys first.
Are you sure about that? I'd really hate for you to get discouraged. But fine, Frieza. I'll show you first.
Just having some fun.
Try to sell it short, Frieza. You and I both know it's an incredible jump. It's changed my whole idea of power.
So what are you calling this precious level? Super Saiyan with blue hair dye?
That's funny. I'd say it's a little more complicated than that. I know you don't have the patience for the full story, Frieza, but I got a taste of something called Super Saiyan God and then tapped into that power on my own, and it's the Super Saiyan level of that.
So a Super Saiyan who's as strong as a Super Saiyan God, yet is not a Super Saiyan God, is now the Super Saiyan version of that? You really do need to work on your descriptions, Goku. I nearly bit my tongue just trying to spit it all out.
Well, I've held up my side of the deal and shown you my real power. It's your turn.
Now, let's talk about this. So they just told you what the blue light is. The blue light is the radiation of the Great One. So anybody who doing any kind of conscious work and they in the public or teaching y'all or doing something that's helping to shine extra light on the world, be it artistry, be it science, be it, you know, whatever other skills, engineering, whatever. whatever they doing at this time to help shine extra light on the planet, they got the blue light, because they the great ones. See what I'm saying? They the great ones. So this is what you got going on here. This is what you got going on. That was the secret. So now, as you can see, we do it first. And then they take what we do. You think these motherfuckers ain't watching our movies? I find it very peculiar that shows us the red glow. You get Cocoon and the first version of Super Saiyan God, which were both red. Bruce Leroy give us the golden glow. You get Super Saiyan 1 through 3, which is gold. You see what I'm saying? So this is what you got going on here. They start off, they telling you what the energy is in the colors that they have. He goes from, Goku has black hair, which is melanin. Then he upgrades to Cocoon, which is a power up, red glow. You know, his survival instincts get stronger. Then he goes to Super Saiyan. What is Super Saiyan? Super Saiyan is you tapping into your soul glow, your soul power. You see what I'm saying? You unlocked all your chakras, and now you can achieve Kundalini consciousness. Then you get high levels of Kundalini consciousness, the Super Saiyan 2 and 3. If you count GT, he goes back into his melanin and as a Super Saiyan 4, where he part demon now. You notice that he turned to a giant golden 8, that Sun Wukong energy, and he transmute into Super Saiyan 4, which actually he still had part of his demonic form. You see what I'm saying? So that was his demonic form, his demonic forces. Next, what was next? Super Saiyan Blue. All right, we get into Super Saiyan God. Now he used the powers of all the elements. His homage just represented the 5 elements inside of him to upgrade to Super Saiyan God status. You see what I'm saying? Which was like a golden reddish color, right? Next, he gets Super Saiyan Blue. Super Saiyan Blue is now he's a great one. You see what I'm saying? He's a great one now. He's achieved great one status and is now shining extra light on the universe at this time. So yeah, don't worry, we're gonna get into Ultra Instinct in a second. I know I stopped at Super Saiyan Blue, but we're gonna get into Ultra Instinct in a second, because I'm about to go over the science of white light radiation. Now, what is the science of white light radiation? White light radiation is actually Luciferian diamond crystal light. It is the highest and brightest light in existence. Lucifer was the brightest star in heaven, as they told us, right? He or she that has the blue light has become a great, he or she that already has the blue light becomes a great one. But he or she who has acquired the white light has become a great old one. You see what I'm saying? A great old one. And now, the diamond white light, the Luciferian diamond crystal light, or LC, you know, LDCL, my bad, LDCL, Luciferian diamond crystal light is actually the 28th ray of light, the highest light there is. That's why in the Bible they tell you that Lucifer was the brightest star, the brightest soul in heaven. See what I'm saying? He was the brightest light, the 28th light. Now they tell you, they only giving y'all 7 rays of light. In a occult test, they may give y'all 12, but it's actually 28 rays of light. You see what I'm saying? It's 28 rays of light that we know of anyway. It may be highlight rays of light, but as of right now, in our storyline at this time, we know for a fact it's 28 rays of light. You know, that's old school, deep conscious metaphysics that they was dropping back in the day before they started purging all the metaphysical sciences. Now, let's continue here. It tells us the story of Lucifer and the fall of Lucifer in the book of Isaiah, chapter 14. Let me get to it here. Isaiah, chapter 14, verses 12 through 21. Let's see what they got to say. It says here, let's see. How you have fallen from heaven, O morning star, son of the dawn. You have been cast down to the earth. You who once laid low the nations, chakras. You said in your heart, I will ascend to heaven. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the Mount of Assembly, on the utmost heights of the sacred mount. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. You see, man, which is what you're supposed to be doing in your heart of hearts. You're supposed to be coming like the Most High, the pre-existing one, Paul Mandres, right? Let's see here. But you are brought down to the grave, this is his fall, to the depths of the pit, which is the third dimension. Your soul, he became the morning star when he fell from heaven. The morning star, Mourning, which is the sad soul, because he know he's fallen. He fell from heaven to earth, to Azkaban, into prison. Thus the terms grave, which is actually what hell actually means, and to the depths of the pit. The pit is what? The pit is a pit. A pit represents what? A prison. So the pit, the abyss, is Azkaban, is Tartarus, which are magical prisons for the chosen ones, right? So we dealing with Tartarus here. Now, since we dealing with Tartarus, Helheim, that sits in Helheim or Hades, the magical prison or the astral plane, this is what you got going on here. Or the underworld. The astral plane is also known as the underworld as well, to do what? Those who see you stare at you. Those who see you stare at you. They ponder your fate. Is this the man who shook the earth and made kingdoms tremble? Is this the man who shook the earth and made kingdoms tremble? The man who made the world a desert, who overthrew its cities and would not let his captives go home? All the kings of the nations lie in state, each in his own tomb. But you are cast out of your tomb like a rejected branch. You are covered with the slain, with those pierced by the sword, those who descend to the stones of the pit, like a corpse trampled underfoot. You will not join them in burial, for you have destroyed your land and killed your people. Now, this is what's happening to him as he's dealing with the fact that he's fallen into these physical bodies. Your soul has fallen into these physical bodies, and this is the bullshit you got to deal with now. The offspring of the wicked will never be mentioned again. Now, check this out. Prepare a place to slaughter his sons for the sins of their forefathers. They are not to rise to inherit the land and cover the earth with their cities. Now, actually, they just put that in there. In the other books, it said they are to rise to inherit the land and cover the earth with their cities. You see what I'm saying? But they changed it here. You see? In their books, they also shit all the time. But in other books, they actually do rise up. There's redemption for Lucifer. But in this book here, they said that he falls. You see what I'm saying? So the story is different depending on what you read. But yeah, that's what's going on here. This is the fall of Lucifer, the sad star, the brightest star in heaven. This ray of energy, which is your soul, falls to the lowest low, which is the third dimensional matrix. See what I'm saying? Which is what we living there in right now. And you are now trapped in a prison. The pit is your physical body. See what I'm saying? Your physical body. So this you got going on here. So, now, let's get to Ultra Instinct. Yes. So, we now know what the white light is. It's the Luciferian diamond crystal light. When it was the original bright light in the heavens, right? Before we fell to this dimension. You see what I'm saying? We was all vibrating with that pure diamond crystal light. You see what I'm saying? That white crystal light. But then we fell to this motherfucker, and now we're dealing with this bullshit. We sad souls. Because we know we locked down. We know we in a prison. We the Luciferians. Luciferians are people who know that they are in a prison and are doing anything they can to climb up out this motherfucker. But you realize that to climb out, you got to go into your heart, like he just said, to rise back up. See what I'm saying? So now, let's get to it here. Let's get to it. Here we go.
ordinary energy to overpower mine. I'll have to respond in kind. Sure, it's releasing even more power than I expected.
This pressure is so intense, if this energy goes any higher, we can all be crushed. It doesn't matter. I don't care what happens as long as we win. Just finish him, Jiren. Use your unstoppable, inescapable, absolute power. Do it, Jiren. Stop Goku once and for all.
Goku seems even more amazing than Jiren now. Yes, now he is super, super, super amazing.
Indeed, Cyrus. He has arrived at something truly superb. Whiz.
Yes.
Goku's done it, hasn't he? He's finally achieved it.
Yes.
It's astounding. This mortal really is something else. Look at that brilliant form. There can be no doubt. This is the true power, complete in all its majesty. This is autonomous Ultra Instinct.
No more tricks and no reserves.
Alright. So now, what was I? Super Saiyan Blue. Notice that Krillin said I can't sense his energy anymore. Because everything above Super Saiyan is no longer a transformation. They states of consciousness. They states of being. See, so that's why he could no longer sense his energy. Once you come out of this crown chakra and continue to rise up to the Godhead, everything after you achieve, you into the Godhead, everything after that is states of consciousness. You just vibrating higher and higher. See what I'm saying? And that's what's going on. It's Super Saiyan God. Now it's Super Saiyan God Blue. Now it's Ultra Instinct. What is Ultra Instinct? In Japanese is known as Munshin or Munshin, which is no mind. No mind just basically is a cool way of saying you have become neutral both in mind, body, spirit, and soul, and now you have become a vessel for the universal life forces and soul forces, and all of it's being channeled through you as one harmonious energy, because you've now become one holistic energy. You see what I'm saying? The Asians call it Wu-Ji, and the cosigns we call it androgyny, which is a state of holism. So this you got going on here. Yes, that's what the Luciferian energy is. The white light will be returning. Also, it will be returning during the Great Convergence. He says rainbow colors, so all the lights will be returning, but mainly green, the green mist, the darkening, the ultraviolet energy, Tachyon energy, and the white light, the Luciferian energy will be returning. Will be affecting you the most. You know, so now let me take a time out to get into these root races. See a lot of misinformation now on the root races. Now, first of all, they tell you it's only 5 root races now. No, there are actually 7 root races. Now, these Pleiadians is doing this shit, spreading all this misinformation. You know, but back in the day, we all know that it was 7 root races. Now they telling everybody it's only 5. Ain't that some shit? So now, they telling you that the first group of beings during the first age was known as the Polarians. That in and of itself is some Pleiadian bullshit. See what I'm saying? The Pleiadians, that's where they getting this information from. And the Pleiadians just mixing shit up. You see what I'm saying? Like they always do. It's actually the Solarians. You see what I'm saying? Solarians. 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 But you can also call them the Etherians. And what are they? They are golden light etheric solar beings. They are the sun beings that you know and love that live in the suns. You see what I'm saying? They are the they are the Solarians. You see what I'm saying? They are the Solarians, not Polarians. Polarians means polarity. They don't deal with extremities. They deal only in soul. That's why they are Solarians. You see what I'm saying? So now, the next group is the next age that will hit, because the Solarians were the cosmic primordial beings who came out of the suns to Earth to create this planet. See what I'm saying? Now, when they incarnated onto the planet, they were known as, they call them in their text Hyperboreans. We just simply call them Pangeans. You see what I'm saying? The Pangeans. And they were the purple, blue, black, they were the purple, blue, black Pangeans or goddesses that was running around these motherfuckers. And their headquarters was Antarctica. See what I'm saying? That's when the land masses was whole. My bad. Yeah. So but during those days, the land it was Antarctica was where everybody was. That was the headquarters. Of course, the whole continent was populated at this point, but the Antarcticans or the Pangeans, the goddesses there, and they were purple, blue, black, fine motherfuckers running around this bitch, 50 foot tall, doing what they do. Now, I've talked about the Pangeans before. Go look at my Pangean videos. Next were what they called the Lemurians. Now, the Lemurians, like I told y'all, Lay is French. It's actually just the Mu'urs. You see what I'm saying? It's the Mu'urians. Mu'urians, the Washita, the Mu Empire. That was next. And they always talk about their island in the west, which was Mu-Ra Island. You see what I'm saying? Mu-Ra Island. Mu-Ra Island, which was the headquarters of the Mu Empire at that time, which y'all know is the Lemurians, they were some powerful motherfuckers as well. And they were green. You know, most of them was green. Someone was copper and dark skin, but most of them were green. You see what I'm saying? Most of them was green. You know, so yeah. Now, of course, the Mu Empire also gave way to the Atlanteans. You know, they was existing simultaneously, so they were also green. You know, Tehuti's teacher, who is Sessin. Y'all probably don't even know who that is, but it's S-E-S-E-N, Sessin. The needle Sessin, who taught Tehuti, who was Jehuti in Atlantis. That was his Jedi name, Jehuti. And while he was training in Atlantis, the Sessin was a green god. You see what I'm saying? He was a green god. So, because we were children of the heart. Mother Earth is the heart chakra, the heart plane. So, yes, they were green gods and goddesses at this time. So, when Lemuria sunk due to warfare, you know, motherfucking ETs infiltrated the land, and they got into the caves, and they used advanced technology to destabilize the landmass, and it failed. At this time, Lemuria was vibrating on the 5th dimension. When Lemuria failed, we fell to the 4th dimension, and that's when the cycle of Atlantis took over. See what I'm saying? So, who were the Atlanteans? The Atlanteans were latter-day Lemurians for the most part, but they will go on to be, after they fail, after everything failed, they would go on to become the original Nubians, the Tamarans. You know, I mean, of course, after Atlantis fell, they went everywhere, but they made their most profound. They left their mark mainly in what we call today Africa. So they was the Nubians, the Tamarans, the Akabulonians. They would go on to help set up the Sumerian Empire, the Comitian Empire. But originally it was the Nubian Empire, which lasted for millions of years. You see what I'm saying? They would go on to create the Kushites. The Kushite Empire also lasted for millions of years. See what I'm saying? They just tell you that the Kushite Empire was just around, you know, doing whatever. No, the Kushite Empire would stretch from northeastern, what we call Africa today, all the way to India. Actually, India and the Kushites were one people at one point. See what I'm saying? They was one people. Only after some shit went down, they kind of went their separate ways. You know, warfare happened, and you know how it go. They went their separate ways. The next group are the Aryans. The Aryans are the Dravidians in East India. That's when they begin to rise up, and also the UHA and all the other original Asian tribes, melanated Asian tribes in Asia. So these are the Aryans. You see what I'm saying? And the Aryans is what we are today. You see what I'm saying? As a regular people, most of the people on the planet, especially ones that still sleep, doing what the fuck ever, from that point on all the way down to now, are the Aryans. You see what I'm saying? Those are just the regular people living their lives in this society, doing their things. Your parents, your family, your friends who not awoken. You see what I'm saying? So next, they talk about the sub-Aryan race. You know, they said the Theosophists, Madame Blavatsky and all of them said that there will come a time where there will be a group that is born out of the sub-Aryans. And let me see here. Hopefully I got that saved. Hold on. Yes, let's see. The Aryan root, this sub-Aryan root race that's in the western United States, and they also count Australia as well, but mainly in the western United States, but actually it's the United States as a whole. Individual of the new sub-race will be born all over, not just in California. This is just what they thought. And they will be called the Australo-American sub-race. Is in rising from the Anglo-American, Anglo-Canadian, Anglo-Australian, Anglo-New Zealander ethnic group. You see what I'm saying? The sixth or Australo-American sub-race will possess certain psychic powers, and for this, the pituitary body will be developed, thus giving an additional sense of cognizing astral emotions. In ordinary waking consciousness, we may say that, in general, the sixth sub-race will be in wisdom and intuition, blending all that is best in the intelligence of the fifth sub-race and the emotions of the fourth. Now, let me tell you what's going on here. The sixth sub-race of Aryans is known as what they call the Maruvians, but I'm gonna step it up a notch. It's the Amaruvians, Ameruvians, Amaruvians. Now, who are the Amaruvians? They will evolve mainly in the United States of America. That's the headquarters for this particular group. Now, they say Australo-Americans, but it's actually Astro-Americans. And you know, Astro means star. So the Star Americans, or what we call today, Star Seeds. They are known as Homo Spiritualis, spirit people, who are born out of the Aryan race. You see what I'm saying? That's why you don't get along with your parents, because you are not of the same race and breed of them, or your friends now. Because once you awaken to who you truly are, you no longer vibrate on the Aryan frequency. You start to vibrate on the Amaruvian frequency. So to them, it's like they showed you in the inception. Once you wake up to who you truly are, you become a foreign entity in this archonic matrix or this archonic program. And the projections, who are the Aryans now, the old Aryans now, are looking at you like you a foreign subject. You see what I'm saying? A foreign entity. So this is what you got going on with the Amaruvians. Ameruvians. Amaruvians. Of course, it's Amaru because that's an ancient name of America. Amaru or Amaruka. Or, You see what I'm saying? Mamaruka, Mu. You know, those are ancient names for America. Meru is another name. Amaru Meru is another name. You see what I'm saying? For the ancient names of Americas. So, these beings will be born out of the Aryans, and they will take up the torch to guide the world and its people into the new age. That is you. You are the Amaruvians. If you're a star seed right now, a star child right now, or any other seed, dragon seed, earth seed, fairy seed, naga seed, whatever other seed there is, if you are that, if you're other than what the Matrix told you you should be right now, then your ass is an Amaruvian. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. There you go. So we are the ones who are born out of this particular Aryan group to finish up the cycle. So we signed up for this task of energy transfer. We were supposed to lead the people until the great convergence happened and everything began to shift over. Now, the seventh group race, for some reason nobody talk about no more, are known as the Paradisians. The Paradisians are the first generation of new earthers. You see what I'm saying? And their headquarters of the Paradisians will be on a new continent west of the United States that will rise out of the Pacific Ocean, which we all know is Muir Island. You see what I'm saying? But it will be upgraded and changed due to, you know, the shifting of the lands, the redecoration. And they call this land Pushkara. 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 Now, Pushkara is actually an East Indian name. It's a Hindu deity who his brother stole everything from him. He went to war with his brother, and with the help of Kali, he beat him. You see what I'm saying? He beat him and got his shit back, right? Of course, he had the help of Kali, because what age is this? The Kali Yuga. Kali is helping to get us through this bullshit. That's why y'all are so much more fiery. That's why y'all so much more off the chain. And that's why y'all have such strong warrior energy at this time. Most motherfuckers say, oh, melanated women are masculine and they trying to feminize the men and all that shit. No, it's y'all. They trying to manipulate your Kali flame, your solar flame in your belly. So you use it for their creation, their matrix, instead of using it to ascend about this motherfucker and shine more light onto the planet. That's what they got going on. So these Paradisians will be the first generation of this new golden crystal age. You see what I'm saying? Or New Muria, as I called it, New Muria. So also another name for Pushkara, New Muria. So, cause that's what it's gonna be. That's what the land gonna be. So these Paradisians is going to be this first generation. A lot of y'all are still pregnant right now. Yeah, y'all gonna be pregnant on the next round too. Y'all gonna give birth to this next generation of golden crystal children, and they're going to start the creation of the new earth. So let's continue here. Now let's talk about this Pleiadian agenda. You see what I'm saying? Let's talk about this shit. These Pleiadians are not for humanity. They just want your DNA information to keep themselves living a little bit longer. Why are they just now coming with transmissions about December 21st, 2012/2020? You see what I'm saying? Why are they just now? Less than a month before the Great Convergence. Less than a month. You see what I'm saying? That ain't no time to get right. We've been telling motherfuckers for a year now, for real. But we really been going hard since September. September, October, November, December. They at least give you 3 months to get your shit together, right? We at least gave you 3 months to at least do some kind of work so you can be vibrating high enough. These niggas gave you less than a month to get your shit together before they actually started giving transmission to they people to tell you that this great convergence is happening. You know, so these motherfuckers do not have your best interest in heart. So yeah, these motherfuckers does not have your best interest at heart. Let us continue. Next, they tell you that it's 5 ages, it's 7 ages. You know, this corrupt teaching that's going on. You have the original golden age of the Solarians / Etherians. Then you had a silver age of the Hyperboreans / Pangeans. The Lemurians / Mu-Urs / Washita was the Bronze Age. The Copper Age was the Atlanteans / Nubians / Sumerians, Kushites, Cometians, yada 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 yada. The Iron Age are the Aryans, Dravidians, UHA, Grimaldi, and everybody else who played their role, on up until the Great Convergence. That's the Iron Age. You see what I'm saying? On up to the Great Convergence that's to come. Next, you have the Sixth Golden Age, Crystal Age, the Golden Crystal Age, which is the Paradisians that I just talked about. They're the first generation of the New Earth. Then you have the Seventh Golden Platinum Age, which is the advanced Paradisians as they evolve into something new. Those are the 7 Golden Ages. You see what I'm saying? So they only telling you it's 5, you know, but it's 7 Golden Ages. All right. So they releasing information so lackadaisical now because they don't want you to know, because it's getting game time now. But they just giving you parts of the part. Like, nigga, why am I only seeing 5 root races when it's 7 root races? What the fuck going on here? Who writing this shit? See, I got the text from a time, you know, I've been working for about 11 years, so I got the text that show the 7 root races. You know, you get Christopher Penzak's Century Magic book, but he still classifies us as the 5th root race, you know, the Aryan race. But we all know that the 6th root race, well, he classified himself as Aryan. But no, the 6th, anybody who's a starseed at this time right now is part of the 6th root race, which he would say Maruvians, but we're Amaruvians. See what I'm saying? Amaruvians, you know, is the headquarters is America, where everybody will be rising up. But the Amaruvian people are all the starseeds across the world, across the globe. You see what I'm saying? All starseeds everywhere across the planet. All the indigenous starseeds across the planet. Not the motherfucking clones who proclaim themselves as starseeds, or false claiming, or false advertising. I'm talking about the true starseeds. You see what I'm saying? The true starseeds who actually incarnated down here to do the work, to help to help share light on the people and wake up as many people as possible before the Great Convergence. Next, all right. Now that we got that out of the way and we cleared up the root races and the 7 ages, let us continue on with what's going on with you now. You know, let's go over these cocoon phase symptoms that y'all been going through. Number 1, I noticed that when I went to the store and bought groceries the other day, the energy of the food actually made me sick to my stomach, because we are losing the desire to eat third-dimensional foods. See what I'm saying? The food made me sick to my stomach. You know, it didn't even have anything to do with it being vegetables. I had vegetables in there. You know, it didn't have anything to do with it being fruit. I had fruit in there. It had nothing to do with none of that. It's the fact that it's third-dimensional food. Period. You see what I'm saying? Period. It got nothing to do with your dyes or nothing like that. It's third-dimensional food. And you're losing the desire for that because the third-dimensional frequency or plane is starting to come to an end as we know it. You see what I'm saying? Now, so I need y'all to know that. We coming out of this. And so since we coming out of this, all the things of the third dimension is starting to shut down inside of us. So yeah. You maybe even forget to eat now. You don't need to eat third-dimensional foods no more. That's untrue. A lot of people saying, well, Marvin, ain't nature going to provide for us? This nature here that you see about to get a complete overhaul. It's no longer going to be vibrating on a third-dimensional frequency. And we don't know how high it's going to really be vibrating after all this is over with. We know Mother Earth, as of right now, supposed to be going to the 5th dimension. But shit, by the time this is over with, she may be a 7th-dimensional entity. For all we know. You see what I'm saying? Hey, last time I checked, we was at least at the 6th dimension. So she may be a 7th dimensional entity before this shit is all said and done. So now, let's continue. People are getting headaches. And some are sleeping more. And it's ranging from sleeping a lot to having all the energy in the world. That's what's going on here. So people are getting headaches, and it's ranging from sleeping a lot to, you know, having all the energy in the world. That's the spectrum right now for what everybody's going through. You know, so now, for those who are sleeping or not, you are in a resting cocoon phase. Your body, mind, and spirit and soul are preparing you for the great convergence through dreams. You see what I'm saying? Through dreams. That's what's happening to y'all. Of course, you're getting headaches, you're getting downloads from the Akashic records and all your ancestors and everybody. So, yeah, but you are preparing for the great convergence through dreams. So a lot of y'all is dreaming of being in other dimensions, other realities, other realms, doing this and doing that. Next, now for those of you who are super active, you are in an active cocoon phase where your body, mind, spirit, and souls wants you to actively gain knowledge, meditate, practice martial arts, yoga, qigong, tai chi, dance, etc. You basically right now putting in work. You see what I'm saying? You doing all the work you can before this great convergence. That's what's happening to you right now. So if you super active right now, you're supposed to be using that energy to gain as much conscious knowledge, do as much meditation, do as much martial arts and yoga and qigong and dance to your heart's desire. Anything that's keeping your vibration high and is gonna raise your vibration, especially if you just awoken at this time. See what I'm saying? So now, for those of you who are super emotional, your mind, spirits, and souls are doing heavy heart chakra work. Your mind, spirits, and souls are doing heavy heart chakra work to balance you out. Listen to my advice to that, listen to some guided heart chakra meditations on YouTube to speed up the process. Yes, a lot of y'all doing real heavy heart chakra work right now. Getting rid of all them traumas and blockages and bullshit that you accumulated over this lifetime and even from other lifetimes. You're getting rid of all that right now. So you're highly emotional. You're crying all the time. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're impulsive. You're flipping out. Mood swings. All that shit. You're doing heavy heart chakra work. Do you go to YouTube? Get you some headphones. Good headphones. Go to YouTube. Do you some guided meditation. Listen to some guided meditation heart chakra videos to help speed that up. To go with so you can take control of the process. You see what I'm saying? You know, that's what about irritated? You irritated because that's an emotion. So you're flipping out. You're doing all that shit to clear out as much of that heart chakra. It's pretty much shadow work. You see what I'm saying? It's autonomic shadow work though. It's automatic. See what I'm saying? It's just your heart chakra filtering out as much bullshit as possible. You're going to have a lot of dreams and everything showing you all the fucked up shit that didn't happen in your life. That's your higher self cataloging it, and you're taking those emotions out, those memories, so you can your heart can become as light as a feather, because that is a requirement for this great convergence. When you're seeing your heart need to be as light as a feather. See what I'm saying? So that's what's going on here with that particular situation. If you are highly emotional, irritable, and everything else, that heart chakra work is happening. So now let's continue here. Now, let's see. You all tapping into other dimensions. Your ability to tap into other dimensions, my bad, is way easier now due to the comment of the Great Convergence. Your abilities that you already possess have been heightened due to the Van Allen belt thinning. You see what I'm saying? Once it's gone, your organic operating systems will receive a complete overhaul. New bodies. You see what I'm saying? That's the teachings of the new bodies. You will receive a complete motherfucking overhaul. That's what you got going on here. That's what you got going on with this program here. Also, there's the deep feeling of not wanting to work. Truth be told, you're not supposed to be working right now. You're supposed to be meditating, doing internal work, and making the best of your abilities at this time. But these archons still got us working. So if you got some vacation days now, it's the time to use them to get yourself right. See what I'm saying? Get your mind right, get your spirit right, get your soul right. Now it's time to use them motherfuckers. See what I'm saying? Take as much time off as you need to get yourself together. Because you let these motherfuckers have their way, they gonna have you working up into the great convergence. Watch, see what I tell you. They gonna have you working. They gonna shut it down because they have to shut it down, but they may not shut it down until after the grid fall, which they didn't shut it down. The Great Convergence shut it down. You see what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see. They either gonna do it themselves or the Great Convergence gonna do it for them. It all depends on what's about to happen in the next couple of weeks. Now let's get into the politics while we talking about it. The Great Reset, as they discuss it. What is the Great Reset from their point of view? From these politicians and the New World Order and all that point of view. It is the global remodeling of all the world's nations as they come up under the new global one world government. Oh, let me show y'all what I'm talking about with that bullshit there. Hold on. Let me get some things set up for y'all.
Those who have the
Here we go.
least are impacted the most. That's why last spring,
Hold on, let me start over.
the last 6 months have laid bare fundamental gaps and inequities within our societies and between them. As with climate change, those who have the least are impacted the most. That's why last spring, Canada worked with Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Secretary General Antonio Guterres to convene a high-level meeting to discuss how leaders around the world could work together to close these gaps and build a better, more equitable system that works for everyone. In May, we agreed to look at 6 urgent areas of action to mobilize financing for the response and the recovery. Over the course of the summer, our 6 working groups produced over 250 policy options. On September 8th, finance ministers gathered to discuss these options and their recommendations for the short, medium, and long term. The most promising ideas.
So basically what he just said is they redoing the whole fucking system. He said over 250 policies are being redid and remade. Pete Gang here, pay attention here.
Will be taken up within existing IMF and World Bank processes, as well as at the G7 and G20 leaders summits later in the fall. Then, in December, we're going to have the opportunity to meet again to discuss the progress we've made. Because we understand that right now we have to fix urgent problems, but in the long run, we also have to fix the system so that it works for everyone. To eliminate this virus,
Pay attention. You notice how that shit glitched when he said that? It has to work for everyone. Letting you know, that's the answer, letting you know it's all bullshit. That shit glitched. Let's continue here.
we need to eliminate it everywhere. While scientists work around the clock to develop a vaccine, as governments, we have the responsibility to ensure it'll be distributed quickly and fairly around the world. On Friday, I announced that Canada will provide 440 progress we've made. Because we understand that right now we have to fix urgent problems, but in the long run, we also have to fix the system so that it works for everyone. To eliminate this virus anywhere, we need to eliminate it everywhere. While scientists work around the clock to develop a vaccine, as governments, we have the responsibility to ensure it'll be distributed quickly and fairly around the world. On Friday, I announced that Canada will provide 440 million.
Did y'all hear that? Y'all do know they just dropped the first wave of vaccines at Chicago Airport. So all my Chicago, Illinois, my people out there in Chicago, Illinois, watch out. They coming for you. You know, they like to pick on y'all first. Because in the text, we now know that Chicago is supposed to be where the battle started. So they fucking up people in Chicago first. So let's continue. What are you saying now?
Eliminate this virus anywhere. We need to eliminate it everywhere. While scientists work around the clock to develop a vaccine, as governments, we have the responsibility to ensure it'll be distributed quickly and fairly around the world. On Friday, I announced that Canada will provide $440 million in the COVID-19 Vaccine Global Access Facility, including $220 million in the Advanced Market Commitment to help low and middle-income countries access vaccines. This is an important initiative, and I encourage other governments to join in as well. We need to work together, and not just on vaccines. Canada believes that a strong, coordinated response across the world and across sectors is essential. This pandemic has provided an opportunity
Huh? What you just said? Hold on. Hold on now. Did y'all hear that?
Canada believes that a strong, coordinated response across the world and across sectors is essential. This pandemic has provided an opportunity for a reset. This is our chance to accelerate our pre-pandemic efforts to reimagine economic systems that actually address global challenges like extreme poverty, inequality, and climate change. Last week, our government...
So they basically telling you they about to redo this shit completely, and they're gonna use COVID as an excuse to do it. They about to topple the global economy. You know it. If they don't do it, the Great Convergence is gonna do it anyway, and they are setting themselves up to continue their bullshit after the Great Convergence. You see what I'm saying? Come on now, let's continue here. I ain't never 2 minutes in. This is a 6-minute video. Oh, the bullshit is big.
Committed to investing more in international development while supporting developing countries on their economic recoveries and resilience. And on that note, today I can announce that Canada will invest $400 million more in humanitarian and development funding, which will go directly to trusted partners on the ground fighting COVID-19. Our government is committed to investing even more in the years to come. In addition, we will continue to advocate for extending the debt service suspension initiative. We will also work on ensuring the special needs of small island developing states and other vulnerable countries are taken into account. Building back better means getting support to the most vulnerable while maintaining our momentum on reaching the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the SDGs. Canada is here to listen and to help.
Are you concerned about a contested election result in the United States?
So, you just heard their whole agenda. It's called the Great Reset. That's what they call it. Go look it up on YouTube. See what I'm saying? Go look it up on YouTube. Marvin is not making this up. I downloaded this video straight from YouTube. It's called Coronavirus Trudeau Tells United Nations Conference that pandemic provided opportunity for a reset. So let's continue here.
Sustainable Development and the SDGs. Canada is here to listen and to help.
Are you concerned about a contested election result in the United States? And what are you doing to prepare for the potential international consequences of such a situation?
Canada is, of course, fully respectful of the processes underway in the United States. We will not be interfering or engaging in any way in their electoral processes, and that includes commenting on their electoral processes. We will, of course, continue to prepare for any outcomes and be there to stand up for Canadians, as we always have through these past years and before that. The role of the Canadian government is to be there to defend Canadian interests while working with elected leaders around the world, and we will continue to do that.
My question is about the COVAX program, the coronavirus vaccine sharing and accelerating program. You said it should be...
Yeah, man, I got 5% left, y'all. Hold on now.
And yet the United States has not been part of it, although some members of the private sector in the United States are. Is there anything...
Well, let me run through this real quick, y'all. Shit, my phone ain't got number 5% left. Hold on here. Let's see. Let me go and run through the rest of this. Let's see here. Yeah, I still got 2 or 3 pages left. I may have to do a part 2 after my phone charge up. But yeah. The second COVID shutdown is near, as y'all just heard. My hypothesis is they either gonna do it before, they're gonna do the shutdown before, or they're gonna let the Great Convergence do the work for them, and they're gonna come in and capitalize on it. Because the EMP, the electromagnetic pulse from the Great Convergence, should shut down the grid completely. They'll give them the chaos they need to come in and be everybody's savior. So I'm gonna assume that's their goal, but they can also do it before. So be looking out for that. You know, Americans are in the way right now because of our nationalist attitude, and so they're gonna fuck up America more so they can get what they want. You see what I'm saying? So let's see here. The temporal warfare. There's temporal warfare going on with Days of Future Past. Let me see how much time I got here, 4%. It is a timeline war going on. We, the Starseeds, are working to give you all timelines of, of liberation, freedom, and balance for all. The Archons are trying to create timelines of suffering, oppression, and suppression for all. In the movie X-Men Days of Future Past, the X-Men had become a super soldiers trying to save the Arcanic Matrix, and the Sentinels are those demonic forces who came back to destroy the Arcanic Matrix. And then I would have showed y'all the video on it, but don't have time. My phone ain't let me. The Arcanic Matrix had to be destroyed, and it will be destroyed by the electromagnetic discharge, EMP, of the Great Convergence, which is what will actually shut down the grid. This needs to happen to usher in a new Earth and a new future. And then I want to show y'all the Back to the Future scene, but y'all know what that is. Y'all go check these out. Y'all go see the Sentinels in Days of Future Past. Let's see. The Keratin event. The Keratin event was the Aurora event that happened in 1859. Y'all can go research that. That shows you how what happened in the world, and on Wikipedia they tell you how the people. It was nighttime during that particular event, and they said the auroras were so bright that it looked like daytime. People actually woke up to go to work, you know, and it knocked out all the electricity for that particular time period. So yeah, that's what you got going on here. So next, Nibiru and the pole shift. As you all well know, there is a coming pole shift on the planet. This pole shift will be triggered by the Great Convergence, but it will mainly be due to Nibiru being so close to our planet at that time. You know, there's an astrology chart. Let me show this real quick. Show this as fast as possible. Let's see here. Come to find out, this little point here, that's over here, is actually Nibiru. That's actually Nibiru there. You know, Nibiru has its own planets, but this little point here is actually Nibiru, whereas the other planets are aligned on this particular scale. We thought it was just a node, but it's actually Nibiru. Nibiru gonna be seen by everybody, just like they tell you in the Bible. They will be seen by all at this time. So, where are we here? Well, I got 1%. Let me go and get up out of here. So, yeah. The Great Solar Flash is a coronal mass ejection from the Great Central Sun at the center of our galaxy, but it will appear to be a new astral sun with a golden glow. So, yeah. Check it out. So, get ready for the Great Light Show and be prepared. And I'm out. Peace.